This is the Art and Business of Writing podcast.
Hey guys, Chris here, glad to be back with you. After a little bit of a hiatus, as you know, we grew our family. We now have a little baby girl in tow, and she is a darling. I love her so much. We named her Olive. She's as cute as a button. But anyway, hey, I really want to get you guys excited about today's topic, which is affirmations. It's something that I have a very deep conviction about as a writer. When I returned to writing after several years of not writing, that was the first thing I had to do. I had to change my beliefs about myself as a writer and what my relationship to writing was going to be like. And I had to achieve this by writing several affirmations that I would read throughout my day, starting first thing in the morning. It doesn't matter how talented of a writer you are, something within us, an unrelenting little voice tells us that we're not good, that we're unworthy, we're untalented, we're unqualified to write. Some people call it the censor, others call it the imposter syndrome, but no matter what name you affix to it, it's a little troublemaker, not worthy of an audience. This small voice brings out all of our fears and insecurities about writing, and every time we sit down to create, we can hear it. It tells us things like, what makes you think you can call yourself a writer? Or, what have you written and published lately? It's a tormentor, and we have to be careful with it. It'll tell us that no one wants to read our book. It'll get us with the what ifs. What if you fail? What if no one likes what you have to say? What if people give you 1-star ratings? And the more we listen to it, the more it magnifies. Every writer from J.K. Rowling to Stephen King has dealt with this. You're not an exception. I'm not the exception. The voice never goes away, but until we can figure out how to recognize it and bury it, it will keep growing and growing because it's just that relentless. Do you guys remember the film The Lord of the Rings? Samwise Gamgee agrees to join his friend Frodo Baggins for the journey of a lifetime through Middle-earth to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. Remember that? So, as they approached the edge of the Shire, Samwise realized that the comfort of his present life had to come to an end. Stopping in the middle of the field, he says, "Hey, if I take one more step, it'll be the farthest from home I've ever been." Frodo looks over at him, places his hand on his shoulder and smiles and says, "Come on." And the two take the next step of the epic journey. That's what it's like when you get these affirmations written down. It's the next step of the epic journey. It's the one thing that gets you excited about going a little farther than you've ever gone before. That's a part of the writing lifestyle. So what do we do when we need to create affirmations? Well, first we need to test the power of thought. What is that all about? Well, thoughts shape our lives. It shapes the way we process things. It shapes how we create. Here's a little exercise for you. Think back to a time when you felt the most confident. Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you spending time with? What caused you to feel confident? Now, as you think back, does your mood change? Does your mood elevate? Do you feel that confidence surging back through you again like it did that day? Now think the opposite. Think about a low point in life. Maybe it was the loss of a job, a relationship, the death of a loved one. Now what happened? You see that? See how that made you feel? Your state completely changed. You felt those feelings of pain again. You felt it in your body. It's a simple exercise, but we can see just from that the power that thoughts command in our minds and in our bodies. So during the creative process, we want to be able to tap into this power and use this same power to create momentum for us to write better. We want to be able to rewire our minds and teach them how to work for us instead of working against us. So reciting a daily affirmation aloud helps us to harness this power. You just felt what your mind can do in a matter of seconds. Now, let's really explore what can it do over a lifetime if we're willing to change it. So when you create a daily affirmation, it's really a written reinforcement of what we see ourselves being in the future. The thing is we don't have to believe it now. We don't have to believe that we're going to be a New York Times best-selling author, or that we're going to, pitch stories to some of the greatest magazines in the world, or, that we're going to be recognized for all of our hard work in writing. No, we don't have to believe that now, but we have to have enough vision to see that through. When I first started writing my affirmations, I gave myself permission to be a writer. That was the first thing I did. I said, I give myself permission to write. I give myself permission to spend time putting together quality work that people will want to read. Those are some of the affirmations that I wrote. I wrote that I'm a talented writer and my loved ones support my decision to write. And I also affirmed my state of mind towards writing. I wake up every morning excited to write. Whatever it is that you choose to affirm, write 3 or 4 of these affirmations down. And here's the key, guys. Write this down somewhere, mark it, but recite them out loud. I can't stress that enough. When we recite things out loud, they become real to us. Think about all the things that we think all day long. If we think about things, again, that censor comes in and just washes over top of it like a wave. But when we start to speak things, they become very real to us. When that concept of, what you speak manifests itself, it is very, very true. When we start to talk out loud audibly, hey, I am a writer, we believe it because something changes in our body as we speak, like we did with the exercise. When we tell ourselves, I'm going to write books and things that matter, whatever the case may be, you're going to feel that change. It's going to energize you, and it's going to energize your writing, and it's going to get you very excited. And the reason being is because writing is such an emotionally taxing thing that we have to attach emotionally charged affirmations to get us motivated and moving towards doing it. So using affirmations to keep us progressing upward and building strong mental and emotional resolve will help us get through this. So there are several different types of affirmations that you can create. Here are 2 that I like. Number 1, creating a goal-specific affirmation. If your intention is to take on a creative undertaking, then you want to develop a series of goal-specific affirmations. And I recommend writing these down in the future tense. So saying things like, I will finish my book on February 1st, 2017, or I will launch my author's website by August 1st, 2016. By saying those things aloud daily and writing them down, you're setting yourself to achieve this goal. And by adding a date, you're giving your mind a deadline, which calls your mind to action. Your mind then immediately sets itself on a course to figure out, how can I achieve my goal in the allotted time that I've set? Next, you're going to want to list every step that you need to do to complete that deadline. So if your goal is to write a book, then you need to work backwards from your deadline to figure out, okay, well, when do I need to upload it to CreateSpace? When do I need to see an editor? When do I need to see a book designer? When do I need to have it proofread? When should I begin my marketing campaigns? And so on and so forth until you get all the way back to your first draft and your first word. But you have to have the foresight to build it out from that affirmation. The second form of affirmation that I really, really enjoy is called the goal-specific affirmation. Now, this is the one, we just did that one. The second point is to keep your affirmations visible. So what does that mean? So keeping your affirmations visible means that you've got to put them in places that you can see them. These affirmations aren't to be written down in a notebook and closed when you go off to work or go to the gym or go wherever you go. You need to be able to open these things up and look at them on a regular basis. Here are some ways that you can recall your affirmations throughout the day. Voice recording. That's something that I like to do. Just put it on your iPhone or your Android or whatever app you like to do that you can record your voice and then play your affirmations either on a car ride while you're at the gym or even as you lay down to go to sleep at night, listen to your affirmations. Stick them up somewhere. Put them on the mirror, put them on your computer, put them on the fridge, on your car's dashboard, anywhere where you can stick up your affirmations, stick them there. Email them to yourself. You can use a program like Boomerang for Gmail, and you can even use something like Outlook where you can time emails to go out every day, and you can make them recur. So email yourself your affirmations. Use your reminders app in your phone. That's my favorite. I like to be able to read my affirmations throughout the day, so I set alarms in my phone that say, read your affirmations at 10 a.m., at 12, at 5, and at 9 p.m., just so that it reminds me 4 times a day that I need to stay affirmed. I have to believe these affirmations. The next thing is memorizing them. Maybe you want to stick them in your head so that you always know what they are and you can recite them whether you're standing at the grocery store, whether you're sitting at work, wherever the case may be, and you can just recall these affirmations as the negative self-talk creeps into your head. Put them in your purse or wallet. Make an index card full of your affirmations and put them in your purse and wallet and then just read them from there. If you're really creative, you could write a song about your affirmations. You can go to Audio Jungle or Audio Bakery, I believe it's called, and you can download a jingle and then add a jingle to your affirmations and make a song out of it so that you remember it. If you recall being young, music was the way that we remembered things. I could remember a song faster than I could comprehend things in a book. So think about that. Use a journal. Every day I try to journal. And what I do is I write an affirmation in the margin of my journal so that I remember that day what I should be thinking about. So let's put together your first affirmation. So let's try this exercise, okay? So what you want to do is take out a sheet of paper and write goal-specific affirmation. And then number 1, my goal is to blank. Decide what your goal is today. Number 2, my deadline for achieving this goal is blank. Put a date to it. Number 3, I want to achieve this goal because blank. Why do you want to achieve the goal? Think about it. Number 4, what do I need to accomplish this goal? Write down the things that you're going to need, the people, the help, whatever it may be that you're going to need to put into place to achieve that goal, and then where along that timeline they fall into place. 5, what outside help will I need to accomplish the goal? Again, figuring out all the people and places. And number 6, just listing all the steps. So take the time to do all those things. It's going to be exciting. You're going to love setting affirmations, and you're going to love to watch yourself blossom before your own very eyes. You will change. And as you notice the change, you will see, 1, how it affects your mode. And you will see, 1, how it affects your mentality, how it changes the way you see yourself as a creative and as a writer. And 2, you're going to be motivated. I promise you that. So hopefully today, you got some great tips, some inspiration for developing your affirmations. This is the key first step to really becoming a powerful writer, a creative who can really harness his own power to motivate themselves to do great work. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week when we go over journaling. Hey guys, thanks for listening again this week. If you want to get a jump start on the ideas in this series, grab a copy of my book, The Art and Business of Writing, at book.chrisjonesinc.com. Until next week, make it awesome and write every day.